Hi friends, it's Dana and I'm back with another card making video for the Glitter Hub. Today we are going to make a mini slimline card and we will be doing some Copic coloring and ink blending with masking. Let's get started. To save time, I have done my cutting and stamping off camera. My mini slimline card base right here measures a 3 1/4 by 6 1/4 and I am using the portrait orientation. I have also cut a piece of black cardstock down to the same size as my base. Okay, so again, that's 3 1/4 by 6 1/4, and that will go on top of my card base when we assemble the card. I've also cut a mat from some gorgeous Mintay papers. This is from their Botany collection. Okay, I'm going to be using this side, and it measures 3 by 6. Finally, I have my card front prepared and it measures 2 3/4, okay, by 5 3/4. And you can see that I have already stamped my image on my card front. This is the Hibiscus stamp from Studio Light. We will be coloring this image. For my coloring today, I am going to use my alcohol markers, and those are Copics. You can use whatever medium you want, whatever medium you prefer, maybe pencil crayons or watercoloring. They would also work perfectly fine with this image. I'm just comfortable using my alcohol markers. Because I am using alcohol markers, I have stamped my image with alcohol marker friendly ink onto some 80-pound white cardstock, and it is by Hero Arts. I have prepared a color chart for the colors that I am going to be using for my images. I will put that here for now, right here. Okay, so let's get coloring. I have my Copics here. Okay, so let's do the hibiscus flowers first. So I've gone with R39, R35, R32, and R30 for that. Okay, so I like to start with my darkest color first. I know that other people have they do the opposite. They lay down the lightest color, but I like to lay down my darkest color first. So that's what I am going to be doing today. So I am going to start with the R39, okay? And what I am going to be doing is starting at the center of the flowers, okay? And I'm going to be flicking out with the darkest color, okay? So just like that, okay? Just some flicking motions, okay? And I'm just going to turn my paper, okay? As I'm doing that, okay? And here, okay, there you go, like this. Okay, that's what it looks like so far, okay. All right, and then I'm also going to, where the lines are, okay, like here and here, okay, I'm going to go over that with my darkest color as well, okay. So there we go. So again, this is a flower. This is nature. I have no idea. I mean, I know that hibiscus flowers are red, okay? But it doesn't have to be an exact carbon copy of what we see in nature. This is a creative project. It's art, and it can be whatever colors we want it to be, okay? These are just the colors that I went for with for today's card, okay? So it looks like that. All right, and then let's go to our next flower. Again, starting from the center, okay, flicking up. I'm moving my paper, okay. Okay. All right. And I'm happy with that. Okay, and I'm just going to go over the artist lines here with the R39. Okay. Again, I'm kind of looking for easy, quick coloring. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Okay, and there, and I think we got them. Okay. All right, and then we have this image up at the top. So this one's a bit different than the other two, so I'm just going to wing this. Just going to choose some spots that I think are the bottom. It's a little bit smaller than the other two images. Okay, and then we'll go here. And then we will go here. And then maybe here. Okay. So that's what that's starting to look like. Okay. And I think I will do that. Okay. And then you can see we have these images here, here, and here. Okay. And down here. So I'm going to put some color in those as well. We don't need to do a lot because these are very, very small. Okay. So just, I mean, you can see that's very fast and quick, small images. Okay. And then this one here as well. It's going to do that. Okay. And maybe I'll do, well, I think I'll leave that to be a leaf. Okay. Okay. So that's the R39. The next color that I am going to lay down is the R35. Okay. Which is the second darkest color. Okay. So again, starting from the center, I'm going to go over the R39 and blend it out with the R35. Okay. I don't want to have any harsh lines. Okay, so you can see I'm just going over it like that, blending it out. Okay, and again, I'm doing like a flicking motion, going back as many times as I need. Okay. Okay. Now what you might find is that this color might overtake the other color. So I am actually going to go back with the R39 and I am going to go over that again. Okay. Okay. And then I'll go back in with the R35. Just to make sure I don't have any harsh lines. Okay. And that's what that looks like there. Okay. And then again, I'm going to go over. And you see, I'm not spending too much time on this. Okay. I'm going over the R39 on the artist lines with the R35. Okay. Just doing quick motions like that. Okay. So that's what that looks like there. Okay. And then I'm going to go to the next image. And again, flicking up. Okay. I don't want to overtake the R39 too much. So I'm going to be a bit more careful this time. And I'm probably going to go back with the R39 on this image as well. Okay, and I'm flicking. Okay, and then I'm going to go over these few artist lines here. Okay, and then I am going to go over this again with my R39, just so I don't lose that nice deep color. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just going to go over with the R35 a little bit quickly here, just to get rid of any harsh lines. That's what that looks like there. It's beautiful. Okay, and then we're going to go up to the top, and we're just going to blend that out. Okay, the R35. Remember, this is smaller, so you want to save room for the other two colors. And I'm flicking. Okay, and I'm going to go over with the R39 again. Okay, because I got lost in the R35. Okay, and again, I'm going to go over that again just to blend it out. Flicking. Okay, and then I have to get these, I mean, it's so tiny, this spot here. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Okay, and then our little flower down here, again, going over the R39 with the R35, I'm going to go back in, lay down some R39 again, and then go over the R35. Okay. All right, and next is R32 and then R30. Okay, so R32. Okay, so again, I'm starting where the R35 ends, and I'm just blending that out, and I'm doing flicking motion as well. Okay, you can see that. Okay, and again, just going over it until we don't have any harsh lines. Okay. This is a really nice color, this R32, nice and soft. Okay, looks like that. And then we just want to go over, again, those artist lines. And we need to save a little bit of room for the lightest highlight. So I'm just trying to make sure I do that. And I think I need to go up here a bit more. Okay. That looks good. Okay. All right, and we are going to do the next flower. Again, saving room for one more color. Okay. Okay, that looks beautiful. Okay, and then the top image, again, small, so we really can't use a lot of this. Just to lay down a little bit so there's contrast. Okay. Making sure I'm happy that there are no harsh lines. Okay. this, because these two are so small, that'll be the last color I lay down there. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, and then this little one at the bottom. Okay, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, and then we are going to finish off with the R30. Okay, put that there. Okay, all right, so this will be our last highlight. So any of the white areas I'm going to fill in. Okay, and you can see that I'm getting a bit of a harsh line, and I'm going to show you how to fix that in a moment. So let's just fill this in. Okay. Again, I'm flicking. Okay. All right. So I'm not too happy with this area here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go back with my R35. Okay. And I'm just going to flick up. Okay. So don't be afraid to layer, okay? You can always go back and add darker over lighter, okay? All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go back in with the R32, okay? And, oh, wrong end, okay? I like to use this end, okay? And again, flick up. And that looks way better. Okay. So don't be afraid to lay down several layers until you get a nice colored image that you were looking for. Okay, and then I'm going to just go back in with the R30. Just a quick flick up. Okay. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Now what you can do is if you see that you have some harsh lines that you don't like, with the lightest color, you can go in and just swipe up. Okay, and flick. Okay, and that will get rid of those harsh lines. Okay. I'm not going to mess around with that anymore because I like how that looks. Okay. What I am going to do though is just with my R39, my darkest color, I'm just going to go in and just go over those lines one more time, just to give it more definition. Okay. Again, I'm using a light touch. And I'm kind of flicking up, going over those artist lines. Like that. And I'm happy with that. Okay, so now we need to go to this image. Okay, so we need to go in with our R30. Okay, so we're going to go in with the R30. Okay, our lightest color, and just go over the R32. Like that. Okay. There we go. It's beautiful. Okay, and again, I am going to go over with the R39. Just to go over those artist lines. I want to have that definition at the center and out wherever we see those lines. Okay, again, using a light touch. Okay, and then I'm going to take my R30, okay, and because I see some harshness here, I'm just gonna flick up and try to get rid of that. Okay, very lightly. Okay, and if there's anything I don't like, I can always go back and layer some more. But I think that looks pretty good. I might go over this one spot here with the R32 again. Okay. Yes. Okay. I like that. There we go. Okay. All right, and then let's finish off here. It's just so tiny. Just a little bit. Get rid of the white. Okay. Okay, and look, I noticed that I forgot one of the flowers here, so let's fix that. Okay, so R39, and then R35, okay, and then because this is small, we're going to finish off with the R32, like that, okay. And I'm gonna swipe up with my R30 just to get rid of some harshness there. Okay, all right, and then at the bottom, just have to fill this in with the R30, okay, and then go back with the R39, okay, and just these here, just fill that in. Okay. There, and then I'm going to go back. This image here, I'm not too happy with how that looks. So I'm going to go back up with the R39 and then the yeah, that looks better, R35, and then the R32, and then a little bit of the R30. Okay. There, these look beautiful. Okay, and then we are going to do the insides with Y17 as my darkest color and then Y15, okay? So again, I'm gonna lay down my darkest, and this is just so small. Okay, Y17 from the center out, okay? And then blend it out with the Y15. Okay, and it's just so tiny. Okay, but there, it adds color. Okay. All right, and then up at the top, I mean, can't really, there. Okay, And then the last part we need to color are our leaves. And for those, YG67, YG63, and YG61. Okay. So we'll start with the darkest color, YG67. Okay. I'm going to, again, flick. Okay. And then for this stem here, I'm just going to use YG67. It's just so tiny, you can't really do any blending there. Okay. And then down here, again, YG67. Okay. And there's another leaf here. Okay. And then there's a stem here. And look at this, a leaf here as well. Almost missed that. Okay. And I think I am going to just color this like a leaf. Okay. Even though it might be part of the flower. I am not really sure. Okay. So next is YG63. So we're going to blend out that YG67. Okay. And then down here, blend that out. I love this combination of green. Okay. And get that. Okay. And then this last there. Okay. And then we're going to finish that off with the YG61. Okay. All right. So blending, filling that in. Okay, and then top here, and then just swipe up a little bit if we have any harsh lines. Okay, and then I'm just going to go in again with the YG67, just to get some flicks there. Okay. All right, okay, and then I'm going to go back in with the YG63. Okay, again, flicking. Okay. All right, friends, there we go. Now our image is colored, okay? And I'm very happy with how that looks. I think the color choices are good. So again, there's the Copic coloring chart for your reference, okay? All right, so now what we are going to do is we are going to do some ink blending on this panel. But to do that, we need to cover our image. So again, off camera, I have stamped the image onto some masking paper and I fussy cut it out. And now I need to cover it, okay? So let's get that covered. Okay, and we need to cover this up. Hopefully I can do that easily. We want to make sure that we cover up our coloring. I just need to move this a little bit. Okay. Now, because I didn't realize that this was a part of the flower, I don't have that masked off, but that's okay. Okay. The rest of it looks good. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to ink blend over this with some Distress Oxide ink. I am using spun sugar, okay? So I just have my blending brush, okay? And I'm going to get some ink on there, okay? I always tap it off Okay, I like to blend on a non-porous surface, so I have a glass mat. Okay, and I'm going to start blending off the panel and then blend onto it. Okay, and again, ink up again. Okay. Spun sugar is a really nice, soft color. So because I have red in the images, I wanted something softer, so that's why I chose spun sugar. Okay. Again, you can see how that's starting to fill in there. Okay. I didn't want it to be stark white, so that's why we're doing some ink blending. Okay. Again, ink up your brush. Okay. And I always tap off and I start blending on my glass, and then I make my way onto my cardstock here. Okay. Okay, make sure there's no white. And I can just use my finger to cover up that one image that I didn't mask. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then we just look and see if we're happy with the amount of color that we have on the panel. I think I'm happy with that. Okay. Just a nice subtle look, and it's not stark white. Okay. So let me clean up my surface here before we take off the mask and reveal the magic. Okay. Good. Okay. All right. So now we're going to peel that off carefully. Okay. All right. So look at that. Okay. Ta-da! Look how beautiful that is. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love that. Okay, so next we are going to do some ink spattering. Okay, so I am going to just get out my spatter box that I use to do this. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. And then I am going to do some white, and then I'm going to do golds. So I am using just some acrylic paint. Okay, so first I'm doing white. Okay, and I am mixing it with a little bit of water. Okay, and then I'm using my number 2 brush. Okay, so, and I also have a cup of water off to the side here. Okay, so I'm mixing it up. Okay, and I want to make sure that it's not too goopy, okay, and not too runny. Okay, so you kind of have to just keep mixing it around, okay, until you get the consistency that you like. Okay, and then what you can do is you can either tap off on your finger, okay, or you can use an acrylic stamping block to do that as well. Okay, so I'll use my block first, and then I'll use my finger. Let's see which one. Okay, there you go. Okay, and let's get a bit more white. Okay, and you just stop when you are happy with the amount of spatter that you have. Okay, I'm going to add a bit more. Okay. All right, I think that's good. Okay, let's try one more time with my block. Okay, so I like the white on there. Gives it a nice effect, okay? And then next I am going to add some gold spatter, okay? So same thing, I'm actually using a gold watercolor. Let me just wipe up the white, okay? Okay, all right. Okay, so next is gold. So I have to clean up my brush. I don't want to have any white in there, okay? So I'm going to add some water to my gold, okay? And then I'm gonna mix it around and then do the same thing. I can use my finger, or I can use an acrylic block. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I like that. That looks really good. That looks fantastic. Okay. And again, you just stop when you're happy with the look that you have. And I'm going to stop right there. Okay. So look at that, friends. Look at how beautiful that is. And it's so easy to add some extra interest to your panel. Okay. So I'm going to put this away. Okay. All right. Okay. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to, first of all, we have to let this dry. So I'm just going to put that aside. Okay. So that can dry, and it just does not take long. Okay. So the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to take our mat. Okay. So I prepared this mat. Again, the mat is 3x6. Okay. And I love the vintage look of this, the antique look of this, but I want to bring that up a little bit more. So I am going to take some frayed burlap and some vintage photo. Okay, they are both Distress Oxide inks, and I am going to just ink the edges and the corners with these two Distress Oxides just to give it a bit more interest and depth. Okay, so this time I'm using one of these. Okay. And I'm just inking it up a little bit. I'm going to tap off on my glass, okay? And I'm just going to do that. Okay, do you see? Just gives it a bit more definition, okay? And I'm not going in too heavily. Okay, and again, I'm using the frayed burlap first. Okay. I'm just doing the edges like that. Okay. So it just adds to the antique look of this already beautiful paper. Gorgeous paper. Okay. Okay, so look at that. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to take the vintage photo and just go over the corners a little bit more. Okay. Okay, so vintage photo. Okay, again, I'm using one of these brushes. Okay. And I'm just going to enhance the corners. Just a little bit. Okay, just like that. Okay. Again, you stop when you have the look that you're going for, and I am happy with that. Okay. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to start assembling this card. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to put the black on the card base. Okay, I didn't want to have just a white card base. Okay, so I am using a tape runner. Okay. and just getting that all nice and sticky. Okay, and then I'm going to put that on my card base. Okay, so let's see, like this. Actually, I'm going to do it like this. Don't have it lined up right there. Eek, that's not good. Let's try that again. Okay. That's better. My goodness. Okay. Okay. So, black attached to my card base. Okay. And then I am going to do the same thing. I have my mat, and I am going to adhere my card front to the mat like that, okay, flat. And then we're going to pop up the mat with some foam tape, okay. So because this is still a little bit wet, okay, I need to put my adhesive on the mat and not the front, because I can't turn it over yet, okay? So we are going to center this, okay, and we are going to eyeball it, like I usually do. So we have the same amount showing, top, bottom, and sides, okay. And I think that come on, there we go. Okay, that looks good. Okay, look how gorgeous that is. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we are going to adhere the matted card front with some foam tape. Okay, so I'm going to add my foam tape. Okay, I already cut it. Okay, so I've added foam tape to the back of my matted card front, and then we are going to put that on the card base. So I just need to remove the release paper. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to use my magnetic board here to keep my card base stable, and then I'm going to center this and adhere that like that. Okay. All right, good. Okay, and then we are going to add our sentiment. I had already prepared a gold embossed happy birthday sentiment for another project, and I never used it. So I am just going to use that because the black and the gold work well. This sentiment is from Honeybee Stamps. It says happy birthday. Okay, so we are going to put this, let me see, maybe it looks good there, but I think maybe, I don't want to put it there. I think maybe I like it sort of towards the bottom. Okay, so we are going to put that here, like that. That's not straight. That is straight. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, so now I'm going to embellish the front of the card with some clear drops by Studio Katia. Okay, this is the Clear Drops Mix 1 package. Okay, so I'm just going to pour some in my tray here. Okay, and then I'm just going to see where I want to place these. Okay, so let's place one here. So I don't press down, I just let gravity do its thing. So I'm going to put one there, and let's put one here. Okay, so and then one more here. Okay. I actually don't like the size, so I'm just going to pull out a bit more. Yes, there we go. I was looking for smaller ones. Okay. All right, good. Okay, and once that dries, it will be clear. Okay, and then let's go over to this area. Okay, we'll put one there. Okay. Okay, and again, I don't press down, I just let gravity do its thing. Okay, and then I think we will do one here. Okay. So I added 2 more embellishments down here below the sentiment, and that completes our card for this week. Friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I had a lot of fun creating this card for the Glitter Hub. The products I used will be linked below in the description. Happy creating, and I hope to see you here again next week. Be sure to follow the Glitter Hub on social media. Hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any videos. And you can also find me on Instagram at Creatively Crafted Cards Co. Have a great week. Thank you.